Hey, this is Ari, and in this video, I want to share a little clip from a podcast I did with Dr. Isabella Wentz on natural methods to optimize thyroid function and reverse hypothyroidism. Also, I want to mention if you want to listen to the full-length podcast, the link for that is down below in the description. Enjoy.
What do you think about nutrient deficiencies in the context of Hashimoto's? Are there some nutrient deficiencies that can contribute to the problem?
Absolutely. So that's a very well-known root cause. And the most common nutrient deficiencies are going to be selenium, thiamine, vitamin D, B12, ferritin, as well as magnesium. So these are the things that I recommend looking into. Vitamin D, ferritin, B12, you want to test for. The others, I actually recommend supplementing with, regardless of doing a test that shows a deficiency, because you might still benefit. And most of them, you're not going to see them on a blood test.
I think there was an impressive study on thiamine, it was thiamine or riboflavin. I know you've talked about it in relation to the fatigue in people with Hashimoto's.
Yeah, thiamine is, to me, it's like one of the best things you can do for thyroid fatigue. When I was in pharmacy school, I was taught that thiamine deficiency was only in alcoholics, but that's the furthest thing from the truth. Truth is, like really high thiamine deficiency is going to be in alcoholics, but we can have subclinical thiamine deficiency when we have any kind of gut issues. So people with Hashimoto's, Crohn's disease, irritable bowel syndrome, they could be at risk for this. And the amazing thing is the studies showed 600 milligrams of thiamine helped a person recover from fatigue within 3 days. I was one of those people that took thiamine, and within 3 days, it was amazing. Like I used to struggle with adrenal issues. I had blood pressure over 90 over 50. And then I would, like, for years, and I would go to my doctor, and I was already paleo then, I think. And she would be like, how are you even walking? Like, you should be in bed right now with that kind of blood pressure. I had blood sugar issues, carbohydrate intolerances, and a lot of fatigue and brain fog. And within 3 days, the thiamine just turned it around. I've had normal blood pressure ever since then. My digestion was improved. Thiamine also helps with digestion. And it was like, wow, I have energy now. And I wrote a blog post about it. It went kind of viral a few years ago. And I've had like people come up to me at conferences and like give me hugs. They're like, thank you for your thiamine article. And I'm like, who are you? Do I know you? No, but yeah, I always appreciate hearing from readers that something I've recommended has been helpful. And this is one that I'm constantly getting feedback on. Last week, I had a woman who wrote in and said she was on disability before she started thiamine because she just had no energy. And then she started thiamine, and all of a sudden, like not all of a sudden, but over time, she was able to go back to work. She first part-time, and now she's working full-time. And the benfotiamine by Benfomax, by Pure Encapsulations at 600 milligrams is the one I like to use. And that's something I have links to on Thyroid Pharmacist, but people can get from their practitioners or from anywhere on the World Wide Web. And that's the version that seems to work best for most people. And it might have some beneficial immune modulating properties, the benfotiamine version versus plain thiamine.
Hey, this is Ari. I hope you enjoyed this little clip. And if you want to listen to the full-length podcast, the link for that is down in the description below. Also, one more thing before you go, I want to mention, in case you don't already know about it, our formula, Energenesis. This is an amazing product that has multiple compounds in it that are scientifically proven in numerous studies to increase your energy levels, not just by 3% or 5% or 10%, but by 30 or 40 or 50% in a very, very short time frame. So one of these compounds that I'll mention here is called NT factor phospholipid, and it is an extract of phospholipids that comes from lecithin, and they extract the pure phospholipids from this, things like phosphatidylcholine, phosphatidylethanolamine, and many others. And these are the same fatty acid compounds, phospholipid compounds, that compose our cell membranes and mitochondrial membranes. And this specific patented formula has been shown actually to enter into the bloodstream undigested, basically without being broken down and denatured through the digestive process in the stomach and the intestines. It makes it into the bloodstream and actually makes it all the way to our cells and to our mitochondria, where it helps repair damaged mitochondrial membranes and facilitates our mitochondria functioning better. Now, all of that sounds like wonderful theory, and it sounds like it could be beneficial, but the real test is, has it actually been studied and been proven to increase your energy levels? And the answer is yes, absolutely. There are numerous studies outlined in a wonderful paper by a scientist named Garth Nicholson, in a paper called Lipid Replacement Therapy. I highly recommend checking this out if you're interested in digging into the research. But this compound has been studied in the context of multiple different kinds of chronic fatigue. Aging-related chronic fatigue, obesity-related chronic fatigue, obscure things like Gulf War illness, and numerous studies in chronic fatigue syndrome. And there are studies showing that this has the capability. They've taken one study, in fact, actually showed that in elderly adults over the age of 65, it restored their mitochondrial health, which had deteriorated heavily. It restored it to the level of healthy 29-year-olds, believe it or not. And they've actually measured energy levels in these people. And all of these studies across the board show improvements in energy of at least 25%, and typically more like 35 to 45% in just the span of between 4 to 12 weeks. That's how long all of these studies are, 4 to 12 weeks. They're showing dramatic, huge improvements in energy levels by helping to repair these mitochondrial membranes through this thing called lipid replacement therapy, using, again, this patented form of a phospholipid extract called NT factor. This is just one of about 20 ingredients proven to benefit mitochondrial health that you'll find in my formula Energenesis. So I strongly encourage you, if you are struggling with your energy levels, if you're dealing with chronic fatigue, go grab yourself a bottle or 3 of this, or subscribe and save. Try it out. You are going to be blown away by the results. We get so many testimonials. We get so many emails from people talking about how this one thing has transformed their lives. So I cannot encourage you strongly enough to give this a shot. And let's say you buy 3 bottles, try out the first one, give it a month. And if you don't notice significant improvements, you can return the unopened bottles to us for a full refund. So give it a shot. I really think you're going to be blown away by the results. The formula is called Energenesis, and you can get it at theenergyblueprint.com or click the link below. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you again very soon.